Good morning, travelers, pre-med students, and undergraduates. Welcome to Doctors In. This podcast features top-performing proactive physicians with whom we try to dissect what makes them the best in their respective specialties. You are a mom, a wife, a daughter. Insert noun with respect to family members, hobbies. How did you decide that you can fit writing a book into your already busy schedule?
Well, it's amazing how much time we take up watching sports, watching Netflix, playing video games, and drinking alcohol.
Okay.
Right? And so I'll put that out there. And none of that's bad in and of itself. But I think when you realize, like, well, I have this very clear understanding of I am here for this limited time. What am I going to do with it? And it just helps me with a lot of clarity. Like, rest when you need to rest. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, it's like the average American watches like 5 hours of television a day, right? Like, the average American could write a book if they just stopped watching television 5 hours a day. But there's always time, especially if you're passionate about it, right? And I got to the point where I'm like, you get kind of good at one thing. Like, I got good at keeping my children alive. I got good at doing my day job. I got good at figuring out exercise and sleep. Right. And so it's like you get good at all those things, and then you have the opportunity to say, what's next? Certainly, I never want anybody to be like, oh, well, you're not writing a book right now. But like, I had the opportunity to write a book once I figured out how to get good at everything else. And certainly, when you kind of cut all that, like, it blows my mind that people watch 2 football games every Sunday. Like, I don't understand how people do it, but it's like, there's so much time. We just are kind of fed this diet of we don't have enough time.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense. So do you structure your days in advance where it's like, okay, like I have this specific time slot that I will dedicate to writing, dedicate to, podcasting, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super strict about it, but I write down what I want to accomplish in the week and I check it off. My other secret with that is like, well, that's just neuroscience though, right? Like, don't keep your lists in your head, write them out. It's very stressful for the brain to try to hold lists to do. And once I figured that out, you write it down and then you're not stressed about did I forget something? So that's a neuroscience hack. And then you don't get to add to your list anymore unless somebody's like bleeding or hemorrhaging. Like, you don't get to add to your list. If it wasn't important enough at the beginning of the week, don't add it. Just don't stress yourself out that way. If
you enjoyed this short segment, please like the video and comment any feedback. Also, feel free to check out the full podcast episode where we try to ask the right questions to deconstruct study strategies, useful habits, constructive failures, and life lessons. The podcast can be streamed on all platforms.